Hello, all you positive heads out there. It's so good to be back with all you beautiful reflections of the one source consciousness that creates and animates all things. If you're new to this podcast, of course, we're super happy to have you here. And if you've been listening and enjoying for a while, I would be super grateful if you would please take a moment to give us a review on Apple Podcasts. It's one of the best and simplest ways to pay it forward and help others find the show so that they too can tap into the powerful perspectives and positive vibrations we are collectively emanating. The other unique and magical way to share this show is by sending any friends you think would benefit from listening to this podcast our Game with the Universe link at positivehead.com/game. Also listed in the show notes, which will serve them up a quote-unquote random episode when they click it. Just instruct them before clicking the link to close their eyes for a moment and sincerely ask the universe to cue up the episode that contains the insight and perspectives that they most need to hear at this point in their life journey, and then click to listen to whatever episode is synchronistically served up to them. I have heard time and time again from people about the incredible results they received playing the game. So just tell your friends magical results are guaranteed or their karma back. All right, all you positive heads, welcome back to another episode. So grateful to be here with you guys here in the studio as I record. Going to take a question from a listener today, share a little clip from Abraham that ties in. But before I jump into the question, I would like to take a moment and read a review on iTunes. You guys know I love my iTunes reviews. They not only help us to reach new people, but also help to fuel my fire to continue this labor of love. And yeah, this one came in by O.C. Fressa. And O.C. Fressa said, "Glad I ran into this podcast. I feel great starting the new year with such a positive and motivational podcast like this one. I've been looking for one since last month, and they seem to go off subject for my taste. But I'm feeling spiritually great and find myself smiling a bit more after each podcast that I go back to listen to. Thank you and God bless all." Thank you, O.C. Fressa, for taking the time, and certainly makes my day to know that I'm making yours and helping you to kind of fill that podcasting void that you are seeking. And yeah, if you guys haven't reviewed on iTunes, please do so. I certainly would appreciate it, and so would the people hopefully that help to find the show by reviewing. So let's see here. All right, got that out of the way. And also, if you guys aren't on the Facebook group Positive Heads, also, we're on Instagram, posting regularly these days. If you go to positive_head. So Facebook group, you can connect with all kinds of other amazing P-heads, listeners, ask questions. You can also write your questions to me, Brandon@positivehead.com, or through the positivehead.com website. And yeah, so that's all the stuff. Let's jump into today's question by Isabel. Isabel said, "Okay, I have a question that's been gnawing at me for weeks now, and maybe it would be a discussion worth bringing up in a future podcast. I will make it as clear as I can. As I have embarked in the spiritual journey deeper and more profound than I have in my life, I continuously hear the phrase, 'working for my higher good.' And I really resonated with that until one day when the thought came to me, if we come from Source and we are ultimately playing a part in Source's experience, then everything we do is Source because we cannot do or be without. Which means even our shadow behaviors that most of us want to fix is that Source playing itself out. And maybe is supposed to experience, ? Let me back up. Isabel said, which means even our shadow behavior that most of us want to fix, is that Source playing itself out? ? And maybe is supposed to experience? ? Something I've been working on is slowing down my anger, envy, jealousy, and I will continue doing so because it feels right. But aren't all those feelings some aspects of Source? And if we consider it not to be, then what is it? I know the answers for these questions may be simple and or super duper complex, and I know you have touched on this many times before, but maybe I'm not the only one to think this specific question. Thanks a lot for the read and, of course, your amazing work. All right, this is a great question. Who is it if it's not Source? The question, well, it's actually Satan. No, just kidding. It's a man with a pitchfork with red horns. Okay, so this is you guys know I have an obsession with the character Satan. It's just funny to me to picture like goat hooves and what is it? Is it South Park where they depict Satan really funny? And there's also another movie that depicts Satan really funny. Anyway, so what is this? This is a great question, by the way. And I don't know if I've touched on it exactly. I mean, that's the great thing about the show. We're circling the same stuff over and over and over again and rewiring our brains together, bathing in a vibrational essence of, wisdom and knowledge and higher self, and just kind of continuing to circle this stuff, right? It's necessary. It's definitely necessary. I've been at it almost 20 years, and I do this 5 days a week for myself first and foremost. And you guys, the fact that you're benefiting, of course, is amazing because you're extensions of self. But it is, as I say, there are no selfless acts because it's always an extension, right? So I'm doing it for me. I'm doing it for you. I'm doing it for us. And so anyway, getting to this answer here. Is the shadow part a part of Source? The quick, short answer, yes. I would say it is a part of Source. It is, there's nothing external of Source. The up, the down, the left, the right, the person out there murdering someone right now is a part of Source, right? It is all there. So the question is, and it's really been bothering Isabel, is, well, hold on, if it's a part of Source, then why would I try and fix it if it's Source playing itself out? Here's the $1 million question you always have to ask yourself. Source is it all? Yes. What part of it all do you want to experience next? That's the $1 million question. It's a free will universe. You are your own director, creator of your own, private movie, if you will. We're all props in your movie. So what part, Isabel, do you want to experience next is the question. Now, if we look to the root of Source, what is it at its root? It's love, right? Love is the stuff that makes it all go. It is the power of it all. It is you. That being said, you can't fully know and understand and appreciate love. Source can't without hate, without up, without, up. You can't have up without down. You can't have cold without hot. It's all necessary. Call it, supporting cast members of reality, if you will. So are these things part of Source? Yeah, they are a part of Source, but tools that Source uses to better understand and appreciate that which it actually is at its foundation, the primary theme of it all, love. So the question becomes, where are you at in the journey of experience and exploring the corners of Source? If you want to explore the dark corners still, so that when you come back to love and the light, it all means something, by all means, knock yourself out. You certainly can. If you want to, if you're done and you've had enough of that for at this point in your journey, in this now, as you are, as the avatar that you are in this time and space, then by all means choose to work on those things as you feel compelled to do. Because, as Isabel said, I've been working on slowing down anger, envy, jealousy, because I'm going to continue because it feels right. Well, then that's where you're at in your journey. You're not at a point where you want to go into the dark corners and experience jealousy and hate and anger and all those things anymore, because you've gotten enough of that spice to fully appreciate coming back to non-judgment and love instead of anger, and compersion instead of jealousy, and appreciation instead of envy. So that's where you are. That's where you're at in the eternal moment that you find yourself. So go with that and realize that is the question always. What part of it all do you want to experience next? That is always the question. It's all there. Do you want abundance? It's all there for you. Infinite abundance. You want to be in poverty? By all means, you can be in poverty. That's an experience Source has as well. But at the root of it all, higher self, the one who's went through the whole journey into duality, right? That's what this is, and has went through it all and is ascended back up to that which it came from. It is pure love, light, essence, I believe, that is, understands that everything is perfectly imperfect and it needs nothing external of self. Certainly not anger and envy and jealousy, and those things don't really have a place there. So this is what, Esther Hicks or Abraham would talk about being in the vortex, right? Getting in alignment with this higher version of yourself, how it sees things and how it experiences, where it's at after having went through this whole adventure, exploration into duality that we're here still, you see people at various degrees playing with on planet Earth, right? So that's getting in the vortex. That's resonating with the higher part of self, where it's at, where it sees things, how it sees things. And I actually found a clip here that talks about this, how to soothe yourself during a time of stress. And this I found on the Z Mahoon YouTube page. It's Abraham talking about this very topic, and I believe it is very relevant. And let's take a listen.
Hi. Oh man, I'm so glad to be here. I have so many questions, unlimited. Every time I hear an answer, I'm just like, but what about...
We have one answer. Go to the vortex. Go to the vortex. Go to the... Hardly worth $195, was it?
That's very entertaining. In between this time I've had the privilege to speak with you and the last time, which was in September of 2009, somehow or another, doesn't matter how, but I managed to activate a vibration of something I really didn't want. And it was enormous. And I was like, well, is this the time I should stick my head in the sand and not look around? Because it really feels like that would be a good idea. And it'd be, I'd be like driving to work and I go, well, there goes some evidence. It was just very, very difficult. And I kept making very powerful demands, to the universe, and just reminding myself, all is well. I know the universe knows what I want. It has it figured out way better than I could even possibly imagine. And all of a sudden, everything would be like, oh, that's pretty. I like that. And I wouldn't see that enormous, unwanted contrast. And then it would return, and then it would kind of fade away, and then just... I would do like some vibrational work, whatever you want to call it, play. And I would raise up and then kind of plateau and then dip down. And then I couldn't really go from despair or powerlessness past frustration. I would just stay in that little bank of thoughts. I couldn't get access to the next bank of thoughts. And I know that's all a frequency thing. And I don't know. And sometimes I just see like tremendous results. See the contrast is gone. And then another day could be the very next day, be right back to full bore, holy smokes.
Well, here's the thing. It's getting better already.
That
was funny. So here's the thing. So let's just accept that through life experience that you and everyone else have been sort of sloppily vibrating all over the place. So you have many points of attraction that please you and many points of attraction that don't please you, but no real discipline in the way you offer vibration because you haven't really known about it. You haven't really been putting it together that your emotions are telling you. And you haven't been aware of this consistent source energy that you can always measure accurately against. You've been measuring against how that one responds and how that one responds and how that one responds. And they're all fickle and they want different things and they're all selfishly motivated. And so you're upside down and all around through life as you're trying to please this one and this one and this one. But now you're aware of this consistent vibration of this source within you. And now you've got your feeling, your finger on the pulse of whether you're in alignment or whether you're not. And you're discovering in this new awareness that you've got a lot of active vibrations that don't resonate with who you really are. But through this process, even though you're not hitting a home run every single time and finding alignment, you are consciously, we love what we are hearing from you, recognizing that you know when you're in alignment and you know when you're not. And you're feeling frustration that you're not able to control it better. But the first and most important step is already taken place within you. You can feel the difference. You know when you're in alignment and you know when you're not. Now, this seminar today, the reason that we're directing it in the way that we are is because you're not the only one that's feeling this way. We're wanting to help you to shift into this awareness that once you have conscious knowledge of this vortex, and once you have conscious recognition of your proximity to it, now don't struggle in the thoughts that are holding you out, or don't struggle in the life experience that's not giving you all of the things that you want. This is the time to relax and let go, because your knowledge of what's really going on in the vortex and your willingness to release any thought that feels awful is the answer. You see, most people think that the answer is take that negative situation and solve it. Take that negative problem and solve it. Take that negative thought and turn it into a positive thought. That's sort of the trend that most people are thinking. And what we're wanting to say in such an emphatic way that we want to shout it is that that doesn't work. The more you try, the more counterproductive it is. That's why it just got worse and worse and bigger till it felt like it was everywhere. The answer is to let go and trust the process. Trust the vortex. Trust your well-being. Trust in the goodness of what you've put there. Trust in the goodness of who you are. Do anything and everything you can to get that negative thought out of your mind. Distract. And then watch the power of the vortex demonstrate to you quickly the new ease that you found. It will. It is our promise to you. It will. You cannot have the intensity that we feel within you without putting all kinds of power into your vortex. Coupled with your understanding that your emotions are letting you know when you're off. Now, if you can just hear, this is the piece that we're giving to you. When you feel that way, don't try. Don't try to fix it. That's not the time to fix it. That's the last time to fix it. It's the worst time to fix it. When you feel like that, don't try to fix it. That's the time to say, I'm not going to fix it. This is not the time. This is not the time. I'm going to go to the vortex and then. I'm going to go to the vortex and then. And if you can't figure out how to get to the vortex, and you wouldn't be able to then just say, and I'll get in the vortex when I get in the vortex. In other words, it's really the I give up feeling that we want you to offer there. No more struggle. No more struggle, because first, I don't have to struggle to succeed. I can't struggle and succeed. I don't have to try in order to accomplish. I've already accomplished. My work is done. Now it's time for me to claim the benefit of it. I'm going to chill. I'm going to let the universe show to me. I'm going to let the universe prove to me how good I am.
Yeah.
So such a cool thing to realize, one of the things, your emotions are always telling you where your vibration is. So once again, our aim, if you're at the point in the journey I believe Isabel is at, and everyone else listening, I'm ready to really mirror the highest version of myself, the most expanded version of myself that is no longer playing in with the tools of jealousy and anger and envy and all those. So if I'm in a vibration that is feeling out of alignment with peace and love and tranquility and all those things, it's your indicator. Those are your speed bumps. Like if you're going off the side of the road and you hit the bumps that tell you, hey, wake up, don't fall asleep and drift off. Same thing. Your emotions are telling you where your vibration is in any given moment. And you can always, as you talked about here, you can always measure accurately against source energy, because source energy is like the constant that is, infinite peace and love and all the things, right, that source is at its root. And just, one of the things she stressed here, when you're in alignment and when you're not now. I know for me, I'm not always feeling in alignment. I have moments where I feel stressed and anxious and those things, but I'm so aware of it when that's happening. And it's that's a big congrats when you can say, oh, I can feel it. I can tell. I can see my emotions are telling me where my vibration is and I'm out of alignment. That's, it's like G.I. Joe used to say in the cartoons when I was a kid, knowing is half the battle. It's probably 3/4 of the battle. So what I love that she talks about here, it's not about taking the negative thoughts and turning them positive. It's about relaxing and letting go. The more you try, as Yoda says, there is no do or do not. There is no try, right? Don't try and fix it. Relax, let go, and trust the process. Distract yourself. As Abraham, I've heard talk about before, it's like, think of it like a stream. You don't have to swim down the natural stream that source wants to take you. It'll take you if you're not fighting swimming upstream. So when you're trying too hard to fix something, when you're already in a state of, you're out of vibrational alignment with your higher self, that's the worst time to try and fix something. It's like trying to, run a marathon when you didn't sleep for 36 hours, right? You're out, your energy isn't right. Don't just relax, trust the process, find things to go neutral. That's, distract yourself. That's what she's saying is like, go neutral. You don't have to move mountains now. You're already kind of, getting beat up, if you will, vibrationally. Let's just get to a neutral point. Give up in a good way. No more struggle. If you can understand what she says here, it is a huge, huge thing for all of us. You've already accomplished everything you need to accomplish. Just being here, just where you are to get to this point, you are a raging success. You've already accomplished. Your work is done. Now trust that and let the universe prove to you how good you are. I love how she says that. It's so true. As someone who wants to do so many more things in my life, and it's like, but at the same time, I have this part of myself that's like, I wear myself out. I'm a little tired of my drive at times, and it's like trying to figure out how to manipulate the external world to respond the way I want. I'm come a long way, especially even in the last year, of just relaxing. Okay, here's my ideas. Here's my thoughts. Relax into it. Oh, things aren't working out this morning. They started on a bad foot. This broke, that broke. This didn't work out, with business, whatever it is, with my relationship, with my friends, whatever. Okay, I'm just going to relax about it. I've already done everything I need to do. I'm going to just let the universe prove to me how good I am. I'm going to let it fix things the way it should be fixed and to progress from this point forward the way they should be. And I'm going to just move into it. My job is to move into a state of trust with this, with my higher self, and to know that it can see from a perspective I never could as far as how the chess pieces should move. How often has something that you thought was bad for you is actually the best thing that ever happened to you? So why do we still pretend like we have the answers? You can have an idea, and a lot of times you may be right, but there's plenty of times you won't be. So relax, do what you can, and then trust. You've already accomplished. Your work is done. That is such a huge, huge realization. And I hope you all take it away with you today. Let the universe prove to you how good you are, because you are enough. You are more than enough as you sit now. There's nothing more you need to do other than to let the goodness unfold and emerge as a reflection of you knowing this about yourself. You see, if you can move into that state of knowing your work is done and you're good enough, you're more than enough, you've done more than enough, the universe will unfold and reflect that back to you in a way that's much more effortless than all the things you've fought and scraped and strived to get up to this point. We're learning how to manifest and live more gracefully here with finesse, more fluidity in your living. This is the new you. This is the new path for you. And it's going to be a lot smoother sailing. When you're resisting nothing and trusting everything, what? Look how much bandwidth you've just freed up to enjoy your life. The special moment in eternity that is you, instead of fighting your whole way through and then at the end saying, man, that was just one battle for 100 years and then I died and, I'm exhausted. Like, We're going to do this right from here on. We're getting better. You're getting better. I'm proud of you. You're a beautiful reflection. And I thank you for taking this epic journey alongside me. Until next time, I do have a song that is appropriate for you guys that popped up as a suggestion to me just yesterday. And it's perfect. It's called Letting Go. And it is by Monte. Till next time, journey well, float on.
It's very interesting. I was worth about over $1 million when I was 23, and over $10 million when I was 24, and over $100 million when I was 25. And it wasn't that important because I never did it for the money.
People say you have to have a lot of passion for what you're doing, and it's totally true. And the reason is because it's so hard that if you don't, any rational person would give up.
I always told you, you're special.
Letting go, what's the reason? Every time I set a goal, I never achieve it. I find that shit comes the most when you never seek it. So I'ma leave it up to chance to forever reach it. And stop chasing the results and do it for the love, the reason you got involved. You could lose everything in trying to gain it all. You could lose a step in trying to walk before you crawl. Road to success, and I've been making some wrong turns, taking shortcuts when I should have been thinking long term. I know you just seen another rapper make it, and I know you find it hard to congratulate him. Shit, I mean, how many more gon' make it through before my time comes? God, I can't wait on you. Shit, I done went in debt trying to pay these dues. You strip me of it all. Here's the naked truth. I just need to let it go. And just let it go. And just do it for the love. And be thankful to the man up above. And just let it go. I used to think God was leaving me out of success and never put it in my route. And he just left me to figure it out. That's why you see me now, moving out and about. Or maybe what's preparing me this whole time, the reason that he had me digging through this coal mine, so he could set me up for this gold mine. But not for wealth, but to find myself, But I admit it, I was envious and jealous as far as other rappers, and seeing them develop and watch them gain status. How long have I been at it, watching other rappers who ain't even known for rapping? But I'm way too introverted, obviously, to be that Instagram personality. So with that said, will I ever get ahead? For my talent alone, I've been working on instead. Shit. Many songs till I go viral, before Jay go out his way to put me on title. And then I'm mentioned on the blog sites, and then they watching every move as if I'm godlike. But I ask, is that what I want? Before my time comes and they label me the one. I just need to stop stressing, y'all, and just let it go.
It's really hard, and you have to do it over a sustained period of time. So if you don't love it, if you're not having fun doing it, and you don't really love it, you're going to give up. And that's what happens to most people, actually. If you really look at the ones that ended up, being successful, unquote, in the eyes of society, and the ones that didn't, oftentimes it's the ones that are successful loved what they did so they could persevere when it got really tough. So it's a lot of hard work, and it's a lot of worrying constantly. And if you don't love it, you're going to fail.